Patsy, Connie, and loudmouth Linda, keeping it real, no agenda. Satire, truth, and a whole lot of fun. Politics, crime, we get it all done. From breaking news to a joke or two, we do it our way just for you. We just can't make this stuff up. 1 year strong and we ain't gonna stop. Mic in hand, voices loud, shouting truth, making you proud.
Hello, KMM. Hello to everybody.
Good evening to this crazy world we're in. Crazy. It's insane.
It is.
We're safe, but it's insane.
Yep. It's crazy.
Well, you know what? I'm going to let you start with the Diddy stuff, and then I'll finish off with the rest of what I've been watching, because I did about as much of Diddy at 10 o'clock this morning as I could take. So I haven't been watching Diddy. So you finish her off. It's insane.
Well, I mean, there was a pause for like an hour and a half, and it wasn't a lunch break.
Yeah, that's when I quit.
No reason behind it, nothing. And the defense is crossing. So they're stalling again.
Mm-hmm.
And stalling. Because, I mean, there's good chunks of time that isn't being reported out of anything. It's just quiet.
He's called that mistrial.
Yeah. Well, the judge, they tried to motion a mistrial, and then the judge said no, not getting a mistrial. And now there's something up with juror number 6. She was making some kind of ice or something towards Diddy. So who knows what that's all about. They want her stricken. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then, you know, I basically think that Jane was delusional to think that that was ever her man. Because clearly, the only time he saw her was the freak-offs. And it was only once a week, maybe. That's it. And now, you know, she kept saying that she was angry because he would buy these other women lavish gifts and everything, and he would never get her anything. And yeah, so the defense is bringing that up. Well, didn't you get a Bugatti purse and a bracelet? And it's like, are we going tit for tat? Really? Is that all you have for this witness? Is go tit for tat that he might have bought her a purse or something? But she only got those things after a freak off. So was that payment? That's the way I look at it.
Right. Well, no,
But
you're right.
I'm done. I know I have an echo and I don't know what's wrong.
Now you don't have any sound.
Okay. I don't know. Does that help? No.
Well, I never heard the echo.
You don't hear it?
I don't hear it on my end, no.
Yes, KMM. It is very sad that they went through this. But again, 6 ways of Sunday. How many times do you need to explain what happened in the freak-offs? And what does it matter? What does it matter who coordinated them? Because she was listening to Diddy, and she thought, like I'm sure a lot of people out there has thought to themselves, I can make him love me. I can make him love me.
That's sad.
And even though he said he loved her a couple of times, he didn't love her. There's no way. He wouldn't take her out in public. He wouldn't, post anything on social media with her.
Diddy doesn't know what the word love means.
No, he doesn't.
Mm-mm.
No.
He throws it around just like somebody throws around hello.
Oh, and then she said that Diddy got her back to the gospel. Diddy got her back to the gospel.
Yeah, okay. I read that. I heard that, and I thought to myself, that's blasphemy in itself.
Absolutely.
They would listen to the sermons together.
Right.
Are we talking? Who is that? T.D. Jakes?
Maybe. They're not sure. So, I don't know. They're not sure of which pastor it was, but yeah, he brought her back to the gospel. Hmm.
That's sick.
That is.
That is so sick. Diddy got her back to the gospel and praying.
It's about time.
Well, no, but while he was doing freak offs with her.
Well, and here's my thing: is we all know that it says that nobody knows the Bible better than the devil.
Well, there you go. There you go. That's a wonderful saying there, because I'm sure Diddy knows all about it, right?
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does.
Sick. It is sick.
And what's so funny is that he would go with these other women and parade them around and take them places and give them lavish gifts and everything. But how can you treat another woman the way he treated her? I don't get that. I don't get it at all.
He's a twisted brain. His brain is so twisted and so sick and so perverse, and
It is.
it is. It's totally perverse and it's sick. And it just keeps going and going and going. Like I said, it's the never-ending song. Each person gets up on the stand and they are saying the exact same thing, maybe in a few different words.
Mm-hmm. And that's all they
Kim
can.
Porter. Yeah, what
That's all
happened
they
to Kim
keep.
Porter?
Kim Porter died, and they're still thinking that he killed her.
Yeah, they said that the last thing that she saw was him, and he had made her a drink. And she died of pneumonia.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
she
Who
died
made her a
basically-
drink? Diddy?
Diddy did, yeah. That was all the speculation, but no one could figure out. I mean, he had just seen her, so
Yeah, I had a screaming baby when I saw the picture of Kim and him, and I had a screaming baby, so I couldn't follow it.
But what did he do before her? Oh, what did he do before that? Well, he had he was with J-Lo, remember? He was with J-Lo. And I'm sure that he had other people that were unknown people that he was doing different things with that just never came out.
Well, I'll tell you
He had
what.
Cassie for 10 years.
Right. And they must have KK under immunity or something. I really believe KK is going to testify.
Yeah, and when she does, everything's coming out.
Yep.
Well, because she actually needs to go to, I believe, in my own honest opinion, she needs to go to jail too.
She may. She may be named as a co-defendant, or they may give her limited immunity.
Me either, KMM. It's
No,
a
and
nightmare.
the worst part about it is that you're sitting there listening, and it's like, this was just last year. This was just last year.
Just last year, that he got busted in that hotel, and Jane Doe wasn't there, but she was on her way.
I believe it, but they won't ask her that question.
Yep.
No, because there was women's luggage in the hotel room.
Right, and there was women's clothes and high heel shoes and the whole bit. Yep.
And she's the one that wore the high heels.
Oh yeah, did you see where she said she generally wore 3 to 4 inch, but that night, one night she was wearing 6 to 7 inch heels. I am too old for that.
Right.
Don't even think I can put on. I tried to walk in 5 inch heels one time and almost broke my neck. So can you imagine 7 inch?
No. No, the highest I ever had is 4 or 5.
Yeah, yeah. I would have broke my neck walking along in those kind
But
of
those kind have the big, thick platforms.
They'd have to.
Yeah, because I know I used to wear platform shoes in the late 70s, early 80s.
I did too with the big chunky heel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where you felt like you were walking on stilts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but those stilettos are something different.
Yeah.
I mean, you're walking on your tiptoes at 7 inches if you don't have a
Right.
platform on there. I guess, but you know what? Let's go there. So, what does it matter? She's not really doing a whole lot of walking, is she?
No.
And the shoes probably aren't on very long. I'm
No,
just
she
saying.
has to leave them on.
Oh, does she? Jeez.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they tried to trip her up because they said that you said you enjoyed a hotel night. And she said that she enjoyed after the hotel night, the private time with her and Diddy because he was so loving and affectionate. While he smeared a man's whatever
All
all
over his
over her
nipples.
and him because they had to finish on her stomach.
That's warped.
It is.
That is so warped. I don't
It
think
is.
that's what God intended for us to do. Sorry.
I saw somebody in the chat said that he's not gay
Well,
and he's
they're
not
doing a
straight.
RICO charge on him.
He's not gay and he's not straight. He's a DL.
Yeah, he's a
bisexual.
watcher. He's
A
a watcher.
DL bisexual.
Is what he's doing sexually against the law?
No,
Yeah.
what they've got him on is they've got him on RICO charges where he is in forced labor and he is money laundering and he is
all the sex
trafficking.
things is-
Sex
But see,
trafficking.
Sex trafficking.
Sex trafficking, okay.
So see, they've got to throw all that in there to show
okay.
that he's doing, and I'm
And
sure
crossing interstate lines for prostitution.
Yeah.
all that stuff. So I mean, it's sad to say, but we have to go through that sick part to get to the rest of it.
Right.
So what else we
Right.
got for us?
But I really think that they're going to pull KK out from somewhere. I don't believe that she's going to testify for Diddy because unless the defense can get her immunity. But I don't know. But
Or
I do
at
believe-
least maybe take the charges where they're not so bad. I mean, she's gonna get time.
Well, yeah.
Or maybe they could get it where it's knocked down to not so much time. 'Cause I think she's just a lot as guilty as he is. She's the one that got the videotape for him.
Right. And
Yeah.
Jamie Doe said today that KK didn't like her.
Well, I don't think KK really liked anybody but Diddy. Do
And
you?
that's where speculation lies, is why was she so loyal to him.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
Jane
it's-
does.
Hey, Spudsy.
Hi, Spudsy. Hi, Donna. I know I have an echo tonight, and I don't know what it's from.
We've been trying to get the echo to go away, but we can't. So we're trying to muster through it, guys. Just be patient with us.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, or they say, shit happens.
Right.
Like, how about this? Shit happens. Like I've only been warning you guys for the last year. Shit happens. It's popping off. This thing is popping off in all your big cities. It's coming to a city near you. Don't go to any big cities this weekend. Please don't. I'm begging you, don't. Because I think Saturday the 14th, when Donald Trump does his parade, it's going to be bad. It's going to be way, way bad.
Where's he having a parade?
He's probably in D.C. Well, he'll have enough military there, right? Because he's. But I mean, they may be having to be dispersed in different areas. You know, you can't take the military all out of these different big cities, or maybe you can, and that's what they're expecting, and that's why they can pop off and do all the crazy things they're going to do.
Maybe.
But I'm telling you, it's going to get bad on Saturday. And, you know, we accused George Soros, right? George Soros was the one that did it, right? All right. I'm going to share with you guys what I've learned. You're not going to believe it, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. So, here we go. Oh, sorry, we're not sharing that. Sorry, that's what I'm sharing. I shared the wrong thing. I was all excited to try to get up to this great big climax, and it was the wrong thing I shared. All right, where it is. Let me see. I think it's this one.
It's also
All right.
his birthday.
Look at this dude. Okay, who's behind the 2025 anti-ICE riots in Los Angeles? This past week, the streets of Los Angeles erupted into chaos. Protesters clashed with federal officers. American flags were set ablaze, and ICE facilities were targeted in a wave of anti-immigration enforcement demonstration that soon spiraled into coordinated civil unrest. Right? Let's look at this. The Visible Frontlines, PSL, CHIRLA, and SEIU, two key names surfaced quickly in the wake of the protest. The Party of Socialism and Liberation. Now, guys, is that like an oxymoron? Socialism and liberation?
Yeah.
Like jumbo shrimp? Just saying. Anyway, and the Coalition of Human Immigrant Rights. That's the one I tried to tell you guys the other night. Remember about Chirla or whatever? All right. So when we get down here and we get to looking at it, this wonderful dude right here that looks like Mr. Shrinky, doesn't he? He looks like Uncle Festus.
Uncle Fester.
Fester, yeah. Yeah. This man is from Shanghai, and he's a billionaire. And his name is Neville Roy Singham. Singham. And he is putting money in with Soros and all these other people to fund these riots. Okay, the Party of Socialism and Liberation is acclaimed Marxist-Leninist political party in the United States, founded June 2004 after a split from the Workers' World Party. So this man is putting in millions of dollars to do this, right? Now, this is what I found to be really interesting. It's not only that, but they're using grant money from the United States to fund these riots, right? So you've got the Chicago, which right now is popping off. Chicago's popping off right now, okay? The Chicago Community Trust from 2009 to 2023, general operating support, $3 million. Tide Center, 2012 to 2023, equity, human rights, and economic empowerment, $509,000. California Wellness Foundation, which was founded in 2012, 450,000. The San Francisco Foundation, 250,000. The California Endorsement, 250,000. Catholic Legal Immigration Network, $128,229. Guys, membership dues, 19,000. Fundraising events, 146,000. Government grants, $33 million. Other contributions, gifts, and grants, $10 million. All right. So now we know that this guy, this wonderful Neville Roy Singham, I'm going to sing him a story. All right. So we know how he's all involved in all of this, right? Okay. Chicago's popping off right now. New York's popping off right now. LA is still just as bad, if not worse than, well, it's not as violent, but the sun hasn't gone down yet, so it's just as bad. And there was an ad, thanks to my wonderful little investigator that sent me the message, on Craigslist that O'Neill needed some strong, tough men for $6,300 a week to go do the LA riots. $6,300 a week. You could make in 4 months $100,000. Well, it's 24,000 a month to go over there and start crap.
So how long are they going to do it for?
What they do is they find these people, these agitators, and they pay them this money to go over and agitate these immigrants. You know, there's not as many agitators as you think, but they're over there agitating these immigrants and saying how they're going to put you in a box and they're going to do this to you and they're going to do that to your wife, and they're lying about all of the things that they're saying they're going to do, but they're making them mad, and that's what they're paid to do, make them mad. And all of these people are following along with them like little ducks. They had to round them up off the highway in California, the 101 highway. They had stopped the traffic going one way and stopped the traffic for the other, and they had to round them up and get them off the highway. I started laughing because they looked like little ducks. Here comes the cops, and they're all loading, getting them off there.
Wow.
I had to tell you, it was late breaking news. They're getting paid $6,300 a week, each and every one of these ones that are, we need some tough guys. And to think that you can just put an ad like that on Craigslist.
Right.
Yeah, that would be treasonous. Or not so much treasonous, that's terrorism against our country.
It is.
I think we should send a drone. Drop a missile on him.
Well, he needs to definitely be arrested. But he'll say, I never did anything.
I'm sure our CIA could get over there somehow and get him.
I never did anything.
Yeah, where's the proof?
Yeah, where's the proof? I didn't do anything.
If I take you out and the money stops, there's the proof.
That's it. The whole deal is these riots will stop when you cut the head off the snake. The problem is finding the heads. It's not just one. Heads to this snake.
The weak leaders in these cities has caused the chaos, because it was going to come to a head regardless at one day whether or not it was going to happen. The money was going to get cut off eventually when the money ran out. Then the shit would have really hit the fan. and it's an insurrection over a city. I mean, it is foreign nationals waving their flags in our cities, and the weak leaders feel sorry for these people. Oh, I'm so sorry. They're coming after you. You know, and it's get them out.
You know, I
Get 'em
sat there
out.
thinking when they were walking across the highway, what would have happened if somebody just would have ran over them?
Oh, they'd be charged with.
Well, they would have went to jail.
I know, see, but you can just stop the highway.
I mean, if they just started running them over, and
They get out
they
of
would
the
look like roadkill after a while.
Bring in the military tanks.
right. They should have drove those up the
It
highway.
is a horrible thing to think that, because they brought in the tanks in China and they're running people over there, and that was not a good thing. But
No, I mean they would get out of the
but
highway
these
in a
people-
hurry if they didn't
These
think they'd
people are
stop.
going into the middle of a highway. What do you expect's going to happen?
They're stopping.
You're going to get some pissed off people going to run your ass over.
I'm telling you what, they have it backed up. They had it backed up. I'll bet you 10 miles.
I mean, 150, 175 pound man against a 4,000 pound vehicle. Who do you think's going to win?
It was unbelievable watching them stop. And you know, guys, it just popped off again. This is what they do. They wait till dusk, just about sundown, and this is when they start showing their butt.
Well, they can't let them set the cars on fire. The people got to be there. The police got to be there. If they try to start a car on fire, they got to be shut down, and they got to be shut down hard. I don't know what it takes to do it because they're really outnumbered. But if they can shut it down,
Gruesome Newsom is telling the cops to stand down.
They are.
he's insane. He needs
They
to
are.
be, he needs to be held accountable for the destruction in his city.
Trump wants them arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah, round them up. And they have been. Actually, they're doing more arrests tonight than I have seen in a long time. Chrissy Walton, Walmart, Air funding No Kings rallies.
I heard about the No Kings rally. That's this weekend.
That's this weekend. And I'm telling you right now, you guys, the big cities are going to pop off this weekend.
I've been trying to boycott Walmart for a long time.
I haven't went shopping there in a long time.
It's going to pop. Look at this. I want to just show you just a little bit because this morning I showed a little bit of what was going on, right? And it was all quiet. Nothing was going on. Everybody was being peaceful. And in fact, I don't even think there was anybody there. They were washing the walls from all the graffiti. And then we got this. All right. Now we got this.
This is one of the areas where we saw one of these mass arrests take place. It's commercial.
This is what they do. Although, you know, now they're bringing in the buses. They've had enough. They are. They're using city buses even. They're not even using just the transportation. They're not even using the deportation buses. They're using city buses. And look at, notice they're all lined up there. A lot of them are wearing zip ties.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
They are. They're not playing with them anymore. And Newsom, and you know good and well, Newsom is having a complete fit.
Breaking the law.
Yeah, they're breaking the law. They're doing all this stuff to your city. You're the governor of this state, and they're doing all this stuff, and you're letting.
You know,
You're
get
getting
those,
mad.
They get those 1.5 million illegals out of that city. They'll lose congressional seats because they're counting them as far as people in their city, and they will lose congressional seats in Los Angeles, and which they deserve to lose. Trump's been trying to get them to only count in the census Americans.
You know, they need to. I'm telling you right now, they need to start. They need to do some major arrests right now. I'm
Looks
sorry.
like that's what they're doing.
And it looks to me like they're loading them up. I mean, look.
Next stop, Tijuana.
No, well, I don't know. Some of those guys might not be Tijuana. Some of them may be Iran. Well, they said even Iran.
Tijuana's better here. Just send them across the border.
He is Singham's hunting dog. There you go. Gavin Newsom. And see, Singham Singham is involved with the cartel.
I'm getting on the bus, Gus.
Yep. We don't need to discuss much. Just drop off the key,
It don't
Lee,
matter if you're a
and
male or
set
female. They're
yourself
putting
free.
you on the bus.
Yeah, we're going to just set you free on the other side of the border. But see, you know what? If you look and from that lady right there is from America.
Maybe.
Well, I'll bet you she is. I mean,
you can't judge them.
well, I don't know, but some of
But
these people
whether
are.
you're male or female, you're going on the bus.
Okay, ma'am, I'm going to tell you that Minneapolis is going to pop off Saturday, just right along with Denver, Austin. All your sanctuary cities are going to pop off on Saturday. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you it's going to happen. And if it's not, I will be here on Monday apologizing and saying, I am so sorry. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. But I don't think I am. I think that this is what's going to happen, and we're going to have the military in the streets. Well, is Green Bay a sanctuary city? I don't think it is it? I hope not. I just want everyone to be safe. And if you live in a sanctuary city, I mean, these big cities, this stuff is going to come to all of the big cities.
So they're even posting it on there that Christy Walton is funding the anti-Trump riots.
Yeah, she is.
No more freaking Walmart.
You know what? She's
that
doing
fucking
that.
shit down.
She's doing that. And we got Neville, and we got Soros, and we got the CCP, and we've got, they said they even believe that Iran is somehow hooked to it. Okay, good. Good. So you should be okay. I would think you should be okay in Green Bay. But it's going to be all these sanctuary cities where they dropped off all these people. Denver,
Boston.
Houston, Austin.
Boston.
Yeah,
Boston, yeah.
Boston and Austin. And Houston and Dallas, San Antonio, New York, Chicago. Chicago's already showing their butt.
And, I liked how they were talking last night. A lot of these Antifa and these people that are wearing
Yep.
masks.
Yep.
If they could get them out there without the mask, you'll find out that these are school teachers.
Right.
And they wouldn't have a job
Right.
if they were found burning down vehicles and breaking windows and all that stuff.
Right. What would happen if they had to take off their masks and you found out that was your next door neighbor out there doing that?
And it's absolutely legal to go into another country and do what they're doing. But they can come here and do that? That's
No.
bullshit.
No, we don't do this. We don't act like this in our country. And I want to reiterate, and I want to say it again, just for all of you guys that didn't hear it on the news. This is all peaceful. They're being peaceful. They're not causing any trouble. They're being peaceful. Peaceful, my butt. You're sitting there taking a hammer and breaking up the street so you can get the concrete off the street to throw at the cops. They've been throwing water bottles of water that have been frozen into ice. This isn't peaceful.
No.
Water bottles with piss in them that they're throwing at the police.
They are. That, you know what? I heard that if you do that, if you spit on a cop or any of that. So I'm sure that if you throw urine at a cop, that is considered. Isn't that, what is it? If you spit on a cop, they
Attempted
say-
murder.
Attempted murder. Well, I'm sure if you throw urine at a cop, it's attempted murder too.
Thank you, Spudsy.
Yeah, I mean, guys, it's insanity, and all in the process of all of this. If you're in a big city, everybody's watching Diddy, and Diddy's important. But this scares me. Diddy doesn't
Well, yeah.
scare me. He's locked up. Diddy's locked away, and his mistrial, this is how dumb Diddy is, okay? This is how stupid he is. If he gets a mistrial, all it's going to do is stop the trial right now, and they're going to redo it, and it's going to be a year before he gets his trial again. So he's going to be sitting in MDC for another year before they can ever get another trial date.
Right.
And that just gives the prosecution more time to get some more dirt on you. So, I mean, I don't know why he's pushing so hard. It's stupid.
Right.
It is. It's stupid. But I'll tell you what, look at LAPD's finest is everywhere. I never saw this the first night. I didn't see it the second night, and I definitely didn't see it the third night.
Well, they got support
From everywhere.
I mean, if they got the federal government backing them up, they can go do their job.
Well, that's it. And you know, I'm telling you what, I've never seen the
if
PD.
the governor lets them do their job.
The LAPD had their batons out, whacking everybody and everything else tonight. It was like, get over here and I'll just hit you. Yeah, they didn't do that. They didn't have their batons out.
I think it's funny. It's all
They
fun
do
and-
now.
It's all fun and games, so they're all lined up on a wall with
Right.
their hands twist tied
Right.
behind their back.
Well, you know,
They're all
they're
moving
thinking.
bad.
They're all sitting there thinking, you know what? All we would do is peacefully protesting. We'll be out. It's like they said. They're gonna go in there. They're gonna be booked for protesting an illegal gathering or whatever, and then they're gonna let them out before nightfall.
To find out.
FAFO.
Well, they'll find out if are they illegal or are they
Oh yeah, they're gonna find out
are
all
they
that
Americans?
stuff.
You know, I mean, they can at least start digging into who they are.
You know what?
Who brought you out here? We'll let you off if you tell me who's paying you to come out here and do this.
Well,
you
and
know?
and don't you think they're probably gonna look them up and say, hey, you know what? You've been arrested for this many times.
Yeah. Well, you have a warrant.
You know, you've been arrested for causing a riot in different cities. It's insane. It's insane. And Detroit's not a sanctuary city, is it?
No.
So that's one big city we know won't be doing, right?
Yeah.
What are the sanctuary cities? Do you know?
I have no idea.
I know Denver's one.
There's a lot of them.
Dallas said they didn't want to be one anymore. I don't know how you stop being one.
You
But they
enforce
said
the
they-
law. Is how
Okay.
you stop
Okay.
being one.
Oh my God! Would you look at that?
Yeah, that's an American there.
Sorry.
He's been sitting in his mama's basement ordering Dominoes.
There was a very large
Playing
man in a
video
pair of
games.
sweatpants, getting ready to get on the bus, and he looks like he's been sitting in the basement a long time. I mean, but Neville wanted tough guys, tough and rough guys, $6,300 a week. I mean, if you were having financial problems, $6,300 to go over there and scream and make everybody mad and blow the. That one lady just sat down in the middle of the highway and just proceeded to eat her lunch. You know, they're not going to go to jail for a long time.
Mm-mm.
If they go to jail at all.
Well, if they'll get detained, like I said, right now they'll round them up,
Find out who they are.
find out who they are, and if they don't have any bad background, they'll be out tonight.
Or they'll be on a deportation bus.
Or they'll be on the deportation bus. And then they'll be mad. There'll be some other people mad. Why are you taking my family? Well, why was your family out there in the middle of the street being stupid?
Right.
And yes, Maxine is delusional.
Right.
Maxine Waters is delusional.
And the people that keep voting for her are.
Well, that's California. Adam Schiff is one of them. He's in California. Pelosi I mean, they don't have a good background here. Look what they got.
Right.
Gavin Newsom. I'm surprised AOC's not from California.
Right.
You know, like I said, guys, we just can't make this up.
No.
So I
At
just,
least they're off the highway.
they're look at them over there on the highway.
Who's on the
Well,
Those
they're
people-
over.
That's the overpass.
That's the overpass,
They're,
but
they're trying
Yeah.
to take people off the overpass because they were throwing bricks and stuff over.
oh,
the
that's right.
overpass.
They were throwing bricks off the overpass the other night.
And electric scooters.
And yes, and electric scooters.
Were those the rented ones that anybody can use?
Mm-hmm.
They're just throwing them over.
Yes. They were throwing rocks and at cars and people over the overpass. And they said they were peaceful.
Right.
They kept saying they were peaceful. They've been peaceful. And I listened to Trump today, and he said, well, it looks like it's kind of winding down a little bit and think we've got it under control. Do you? It's more in control tonight because people are getting arrested tonight. They're not.
Right.
They're not putting up with the nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think more and more people are getting arrested.
If they would have started
Yep.
doing this the first night.
They must have watched us when I said bring in the buses and watch them scatter.
Right? Right? They did, and they're bringing in, and they don't think they have enough deportation buses, so they're having. Oh, look! Now they're going to bring in a ship full.
Bring in a boat.
They're bringing a boat. Going to stick them on a boat now. Come on, all aboard! Throw them over the edge. Look at them. They just keep dispersing
is that
to
Chicago?
different.
They can
areas.
use Diddy's They can use Diddy's yacht.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Chicago.
That is Chicago, and they're all walking over the overpass. And this is L.A. See, let me see if I can find Chicago for you. Okay, be quiet here. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it.
Right, Donna.
Oh,
What does it take her to answer a freaking text message?
who? Jamie?
Yeah.
Oh.
About 30 minutes.
Look at this. Look at this. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, you're going to love this, guys. Not this commercial, but here. You're not going to like this commercial. But look at this. Let me show you what's going on in Chicago right now. Look at. I mean, we already know what. Oh my God! Did you see here? Just jump up there to get it. Here we go. Okay, come on. Skip it. Here's Chicago. Look, guys. Tell me what the difference between this is Chicago, and what's going on in. Look at it.
Yeah, they're gonna start messing up traffic there. And
Yeah, they're gonna all stand in the middle of everything. All 100 billion of them.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
as they said, anybody that's supporting it.
Look at
stay
it.
out of the
It just
streets.
keeps going and going and going and. Yeah, this is Chicago, day one. Day one for Chicago. Yesterday was Dallas,
Something
day
wrong
one.
with this shit.
They weren't, Dallas was shut down pretty fast. Austin was shut down pretty fast. But you know what? What these guys are doing is they're just testing the waters right now. Because you know what? This is all going to break off huge this weekend. Telling you. And look how many there are of them. I mean,
They start breaking windows, and that's a lot of people.
that's a lot of people. And you know, that's the way LA was. A lot of people, just like that. And I'm sure New York is looking the same way right now because how many did they say that they think we've got like 10 or 13 million illegals that came across the border in the last 4 years?
Probably more like 20.
Well, okay, so 20 million in all these big cities. Yeah. I mean, this looks like a lot of people, but there's going to be about that amount in every big city, in every sanctuary city that's going to be marching if they're all
Well, they
illegals.
said in 4 years, so many people came across that it was like more than 30, 30 states of population or whatever. You know, if there's some, it's like
Look,
they brought in 30 states worth of people. I mean, that's
where are they going?
he's walking down the street.
Oh yeah, well they're headed somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
They got somewhere to be. Yes, they are. Sputsy, they are. And you know, they said, well, Texas it's gonna pop off, and you're gonna have Dallas, Houston, Austin, and San Antonio. And I thought, you know what though? I'm gonna tell you the scary thing is Texans pack, and the people that
They could be packing on both sides.
they could be packing on both sides, and it could be ugly. It could be real ugly.
I'm sure these
real
guys
quick.
here in Chicago got they're armed.
I don't know if they are or not with a rock.
No, I'm sure there's probably people out there armed.
McCormick Park, is that where they're at? Look at it. Look at. Have you ever seen so many people at one place? We couldn't get this many people out to march for something good on your life. They wouldn't march for something good like this. Our Proud Boys tried to, and they all went to jail. Look at it. They just keep coming. Yeah. Yeah. I'm waiting for Minneapolis to pop off. I mean, it's going to be everywhere these guys went.
I'm back.
Look, Linda, have you seen so many people in your life going to nowhere? Just wandering like wandering ducks, not knowing where you're going or what you're doing?
No. No.
KMM, watch. Minneapolis will be Saturday with all the rest of it'll be it'll be across America on Saturday. Mark my words. It's crazy. I want to get a bullhorn, and I want to get out there and scream out at the front of them. You guys gotta quit marching. You're missing the Diddy trial. Go home and read the testimony. Well, look at them. And take your masks off. You're so proud of what you're doing. Take your masks off. What do you guys think? Are you like impressed or are you in shock? I told you one day we would have 3 days of darkness. Well, that could very easily start on Saturday, because if every city in America popped off like this, they would shut our communications down in a heartbeat.
Right.
And they would shut our communications down just so that these people, these Antifa people, wouldn't be able to talk to their Antifa people that are talking to their Antifa people that are talking to the head of this snake. So that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to have to shut down the communications, and they're going to have to round them up. And it's going to take a few days to do it.
Well, they're lining them all up themselves. I mean, if there's just a way you could.
Well, you know what, Sputsy, I'm praying it doesn't either in Minneapolis. I'm praying it doesn't. I'm praying that I am wrong, that it doesn't take off on Saturday anywhere.
If this is all they're doing, fine. They can march and protest.
But it's
But when
not.
they start burning stuff down and breaking windows and looting, that's a whole nother. That's the violent part of it, you know, and that's when things just get out of hand.
I'm saying a prayer that I'm wrong and it doesn't happen on Saturday and everything is peaceful and they get their marching out of their system and it's done.
Right.
But I'm just telling you, I'd rather be safe than sorry. And if it didn't, and I feel like this inside, and I didn't tell you, then I would feel bad and say, you know what? What kind of friend am I to you guys if I don't feel something and I don't say it and then it happens? Now, on Monday, if it doesn't, I will get on here and apologize to each and every one of you by name.
I just don't think it's going to stop Monday.
No, I think, yeah, I know. Once it pops off on Saturday, it'll go Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Tuesday, it'll probably start coming to an end.
It's like popping heads. It's going to keep going.
Okay, ma'am. If it pops off in Minneapolis, just go in your house and shut your door, lock it, be done with it. They're not going to bother people in their residence. They're going to bother people that are out in the streets.
Right.
Just don't be in a big crowded area.
Yeah. Oh.
It just let them get their yayas off, and then we can just load them all in the deportation bus, and Clyde will be more than happy to drive them
I'll drive them.
over the border.
Take them to the airport. wherever
Okay,
they
ma'am,
go.
I'm gonna say a big prayer for you. I'm gonna say a big prayer for you. You guys be careful, okay? Please
Yeah.
be careful.
I'm trying to get a hold of them. They can answer me.
Okay.
This is Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
This is Chicago. Yeah, I'll say a big prayer, okay, ma'am. I want you guys safe. I think the worst thing that could happen to you is you could be stuck on a highway somewhere because they've shut the highway down.
You're right.
You know, like they're doing in LA, and they're trying so hard to shut all the highways down by walking across. You know, if one person got ran over, they wouldn't do that
Well, what
anymore.
would happen if somebody was in an emergency and they're stuck in that and they end up dying or they're having a kid and there's complications and somebody gets, killed or dies from being stuck in that traffic? Who gets held accountable for that?
Well, who are you going to hold
Gavin
accountable?
Newsom?
Gavin Newsom's already said, take me to jail. He don't care. In fact, he's telling them to do it. He's one of them egging them on.
Yeah. It's fine. We'll bring in a replacement.
Okay,
governor.
good. Yeah, please, Kevin, please. Be prepared. Just saying, be prepared. Gavin's not telling them to stop. He's actually egging LA on. What kind of person does that? And I sat this morning watching the people all these workers having to scrub on the walls where they wrote fuck ICE and all that shit on the walls. You know? Who says do this? And I don't know what the Chicago mayor is about. I mean, is he all right with all this?
Copy that. Clear.
Oh, did you copy it? Okay, thanks. I'm sorry. That was actually kind of funny. That came in at that time. Look,
Chicago Chicago's big.
Chicago's huge. Ooh, now we're in the sunshine.
So others who've ignored them and others who've been a little bit more belligerent. So a little bit of a mixed crowd, but from what we can tell here, this
Look at that guy
situation
right
here
there.
at Wacker and
Look
Dearborn
at
is
that
starting to
guy right there
dissipate.
with
We've got
his
the
t-shirt
line
on, holding his
of
hand
cops
up
here
with his
on
mask
bicycle
covering.
blocking the
You
way up north on the
coward.
bridge, and so some of these demonstrators just starting
Well, don't worry,
to move
we could
away.
get
And
a
we are
pretty
on the
good
tail
idea
end
what you look
of
like. You don't
the
have enough
protest. I
mask
know
on
Trey
your head.
has been closer to the front end, so we wanted to get a certain sense of what's going on in this end of it, which is starting to wind down just a little bit.
So, Eric, I noticed a lot more bikes are starting to join in this demonstration. Also, it looks like
Look at this.
now they have some of the streets and sanitation trucks that are moving in, as well as it looks like now Wacker Drive is open in the east to west direction. So that is some progress. And we did see just moments ago behind you maybe about 7 or 8 police cars with their lights blinking, maybe kind of escorting the crowd out of the downtown area.
Oh no, they
Not
need that
quite
bus.
sure
Go
which
dump
direction they were
whoever's in
going,
that
but we
bus
hadn't
out, 'cause
seen
we're
that
gonna
in
need
the
it.
past hour and a half watching. And now we
just-
can start seeing more
yeah.
police. I think there's some police right behind you, Eric. You've got some sergeants as well. If you see the streets and sand truck that's moving in kind of close to you, and there's several police officers we can see now there on Dearborn
I
and
bet
State
that's
Street.
true, Donna. I bet
Yeah,
that's
right here
true.
at Wacker, we've got a streets and sand salt truck right here. And actually, if you look off in the distance a little bit, we've got some of these protesters going north on the Clark Street Bridge. So it appears that police are letting them go north of the river, which, as I had mentioned, was something that police did not want to do in the past. But from what we can tell, we do have some protesters walking north on the bridge
See,
here,
I don't
followed
know
by
what the
a pretty large
Chicago
group of
mayor
police
is
officers
saying
here
right
on
now,
Wacker
'cause they're
Drive,
not
and no
talking
doubt
to him.
more police
But
officers
the
in
New
front
York mayor
of those
said, "We're not
demonstrators who are
having
walking
this.
north." So
You're not going to do that here.
it's sort of a fluid situation still. We're going to try to catch up with these protesters. As I mentioned, we're sort of on the tail end of
think
it
they're
to try to get a
listening to
better
him.
sense of how this is evolving. But it continues to evolve here at 7, pushing 7:30 at night.
Yep, we'll let you get on the move, and we'll continue to monitor your location. You can see traffic by Eric is moving slowly outside of our studio. State Street is once again open. But Cheryl, you were noticing earlier when we first started our coverage, when they were over by like Lakeshore Drive, they seemed to be walking in like a square, or they didn't really know.
All right,
And so the
guys, so we
strategy
have
may be
seen
here, let them
how
walk,
crazy
let them
this
kinda
is being,
separate, and
right?
then this
And
might
we're
slowly
and we
dissolve.
know
And then now they're going north.
we know we've been trying so hard. We're all prepped, right? We've been prepping. I know they've been bringing their dogs too, and that just irritates me. Don't bring your dog to something like this. It's ridiculous. And don't put your dog on the highway with all of these crazy people and trying to stop cars. But
Right,
you know what? They're doing all that too. So we're all prepared. I'm going to the grocery store to get 3 days worth of food tomorrow because I want to be prepared. Just FYI. I mean, not that I don't have enough food already, but I'm just thinking something fast so I don't have to leave.
Right.
And I'm going to sit back. I'm going to get me some popcorn. I'm going to get me some popcorn because it's going to be a movie we're not going to want to miss. And our hour is almost up. And look at poor Linda. She's like, oh, you know what? Even Bryson knows what's going on. He does. He does. That's why he's crying. Bryson, you know what's going on, don't you, little one? You do. You know what's going on. Yeah, I know. It's so bad. He's a doll. So, our hour is almost up. I wanted to say goodnight to everybody. Please be safe. I'll try to get on a little bit in the morning with y'all. And we'll go over a little bit of this. And then Linda can keep watching the Diddy trial for me because I just can't do it anymore. He's making me... He's traumatizing me at this point, guys. He's totally traumatized
It
me.
is. It's getting to be a trauma thing.
So I'm going to let you report on Diddy.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And then I'll keep up with this side, and then when we get together we'll have a couple different things to go over together. So I won't see you tomorrow night. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow afternoon for a little while. And then I'll see you Thursday morning for a little while. Friday. I will definitely be on here on Saturday. I'm telling you that right now. I will be on here Saturday afternoon. I'm not going to tell you what time because I don't know for sure. Got a few things to do. But I will be on here Saturday afternoon. And let's see exactly what happens. Hopefully we have internet to be able to reach out and talk with everyone.
Right.
All right, guys. I love you with all my heart. You guys, please be safe. Blessings to all. I'll be saying prayers all night. Let's all say a prayer. This all just goes away, and it goes peaceful. That would be nice. That
Thank
would
you,
be
Royal
nice.
Apple.
All right.
I love you
y'all.
guys. Thanks for all your support. Hit like on the way out.
Yep.
Keep
And-
everybody in your prayers and have
Yep.
a very safe weekend, KMM. Have a very safe trip. I will be praying for you and
Yes.
everybody else to
Yes.
stay safe.
And I'll see. Are you going to be with me on Saturday?
Oh, I don't know.
We'll
I
see.
got to take my mom shopping.
Okay. Well, you'll see me for sure. All right. Love y'all.